People think right now for Palm Springs, California, the rental market is in a terrible position, but we're actually going to share with you why right now, if you're looking to buy a rental property and specifically a luxury rental, there's more opportunity now than there has been in the last 5 to 7 years. My name's Tommy Jordan, Drew Hopkins. Can't wait to share this video with you today. Drew is here managing this luxury rental behind us, multi-million-dollar house that we helped clients buy last year from YouTube. You could find the link of this property in the description below. The inspector for the city came to do his annual inspection, and it just confirmed everything we're seeing in the market with opportunity specifically for luxury rentals. So share with them this story, because this is very insightful.
Yeah, it was just interesting because, it's a guy that I've known for several years, obviously. The same inspector, he comes out to all the Palm Springs properties, and but he comes through. My places are always pretty much dialed in, so he's usually pretty fast, but I could tell this time he had a little bit more time, so I was trying to be
why did he have more time?
Well, yeah, right. So anyway, we're talking, and I just said, how are you doing a lot of these, and are you doing a lot, because this is a renewal. Obviously, we already are permitted, and it was a renewal inspection, but it's the same as if you're starting. He goes, no. He said, we're not doing a lot of renewals. And he said, we're hardly doing any new properties. And I actually, after that conversation, went and looked, and there's quite a few neighborhoods, not all high end, but most high end, that aren't near the cap, actually. But what it was a lot of people here bought at the height of the market. And that did saturate the rental market in Palm Springs, especially in the neighborhoods that have the 3 2s, the 4 3s, and that kind of thing, but mostly the 3 2s, 2 2s. And so I had a couple of places in Palm Springs that luckily we had gotten up and running before that. So, my clients did see the pricing, go down a little bit, the rates, but I said we needed to do that to be competitive. Yeah. But I said, if you can weather this storm a little bit because you got in at such a lower rate, and I'm talking, they were buying places for, 700,000-800,000, where they were, a couple years later, they were going for 1.2, 1.3, 1.5. I said, if you can weather this storm, these people aren't going to be doing what they need to be doing to make their monthly payments, all that kind of stuff. They'll offload these properties. The properties won't be able to go back into the rental pool because the market cap is way over, and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, the competition is already a lot less. And in the meantime, the places that were doing really well have, shot up in their review count, and have shot up on the search positions because of the review count and the great reviews and everything like that. So fortunately, my clients are all situated very well, my properties. But it is such an important thing because, and you can speak to this more than I can, but it is a buyer's market right now here.
Oh, completely.
And so and it was even more. It was last year too for these people that bought this place. And a couple years before that, or even a year before that, Tommy and I would have said, don't spend the money on this place because you're not going to make what you need to as a rental. But that was able to change. Exactly.
And the thing about working with us is, Drew, the numbers he gives people are very conservative.
Yes.
And in 2022-23, when the rates were going crazy, Drew had that historical context of rates being here the last decade plus in the valley, owning properties himself, knowing that little home in Sunmore in Palm Springs that's getting $2,000 a night. I mean, that's not very realistic, don't bank on that going forward a bunch of years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Versus a lot of people, they were, say, from out of the area, maybe they didn't have a property manager, they paid too much for the home, and then maybe the property manager they worked with, maybe a big company, they gave them just this astronomical price that wasn't realistic, So we're seeing a lot of these rentals, like Drew was saying, starting to come back onto the market, and also prices right now are dropping significantly.
That's right.
The days on market right now at the time of filming this video is 150 days across Palm Springs. We're talking a year ago, maybe it was 50, 60 days. So inventory is literally tripling or doubling. And for people looking to take advantage, I think Warren Buffett says this, it's like, when everyone's being greedy, then then it's time to be fearful. And when people are being fearful, then it's time to be greedy.
Yeah.
And as an investor, when there's blood in the streets, like that's when you go and you could find something for under market value, and you could establish yourself on the rental market, and there's less competition, and you could gain a really strong foothold right now going forward.
Yeah, I think that, and especially in the city of Palm Springs in the higher end neighborhoods, what Tommy just said is grabbing an under market value, something that is, using your term, architecturally significant. So you're buying a very special home for, you know, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars, several hundreds of thousands of dollars less than it was previously. So, you know, that has value right there. And then of course, you know, people have the desire to stay there and want to stay there, because when they come to Palm Springs and they're spending that kind of money, they don't want to stay in just any property too. So they definitely want they want the proximity to the downtown Palm Springs area, to the mountains, and then they want the they want to be in a special home, mid-century modern. I mean, let's face it, that's the big seller right now, and that's where people, and it's heartbreaking, you know. You had a lot of people that came during, you know, 2020, 2021, when, you know, the world shut down. And Palm Springs, we weren't hit as hard, fortunately, but we were still renting to people. People couldn't fly to Hawaii, they couldn't fly to Mexico, they couldn't, so where were they going to go? From San Francisco, from LA, from whatever, they were going to come to Palm Springs. So, you know, Palm Springs was hot, the market was hot, and we were killing it, and the rates were high, and so you had these people coming saying, hey, I could run a business like this, I could buy a place like this, but they didn't realize that they were one of thousands of people thinking that. So they all bought places that you know, are the bubble just, I mean, you know, the places were going for crazy, and they all bought places, and they thought, well, I could get the rate that I paid for this stay, and it's like, no. And you had property management companies, you had realtors, you had people that were promising, as you say, the moon and stars, and it just didn't come through. And Tommy and I, at our own detriment, have, well, I wouldn't even call it detriment, but have told people to go differently. You know, we've had people come to us that say, hey, I have a pre-approval up to 800,000, 850,000, and, you know, I could get a 4-bedroom, you know, standalone house with a pool and everything like that. But then as we talk to them more and we learn about their career, their financial position, I'm telling Tommy, there's no way this guy can do that. We need to get him in a still very nice, but a condo or something in a nice community. And, you know, that cuts your commission in half. You know, but again, we don't want to have a problem. Maybe I could have 6 good months of helping him rent out that house and get higher commissions, but I'd rather have him do well, and our
goal is for you to be successful, and to buy one, and to buy another one, and to buy another one, and for this to be a real viable business for you.
And I can't stress enough, and Tommy and I say this from the get-go, and still people have a hard time understanding this. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, and it's not an overnight thing either. And now I will say that with the you know, Tommy's experience and his expertise in helping you get the best price possible for the property, and my experience and being able to get the home, you know, in front of lots of people, and with my special standings with Airbnb and VRBO, that helps with the search position and everything like that. Definitely helps you hit the ground running and get you going stronger, faster. But it's not an overnight thing, and a lot of people that don't have the experience didn't realize that, and are unfortunately struggling or have struggled. And so I want to, you know, really emphasize that. But yeah, I would much rather you have a much less expensive property, smaller property that's bringing in the money that you can make your monthly expenses and then some, and help your ROI, than for 2 or 3 years than have to have you unloaded. And same, I know we've talked, and they've gone to Tommy first, and they've said to you, hey, you know, I can do this. I can get an $800,000 house. And then you're like, okay, well, let's talk. And then he's like, you know, he's got this job. And we're like, you can't do it. No, you know. So, and we don't want to lead you in the wrong direction.
There's things that about buying a rental property that you might have not have thought about.
That's
like
true.
the furnishings or some furnishings
Just
that need
even
to be
the permit
replaced.
fees, right?
The
You know.
permit fees. Maybe there needs to be some painting, maybe some new carpets in the bedroom. And that's something, whether you're buying a luxury rental like this one behind us, or say something more affordable, you know, we could help you. We have a team that could do carpeting, tile. I mean, we have a home right
Renovation.
now in the Valley that's getting a complete renovation actually before I list it. But we've had clients in Canada. We work with a great client, well, lots of clients in Canada. We love you Canadians.
We do.
We work with one in Canada where Drew did it was almost like a gut job on this house.
Yeah.
And all while this gentleman was running his business in Canada and he didn't have to worry about a thing.
That's right.
So,
right. So
you know,
we had it all taken care of. We get, you know, I'm biased, but my people are the best. They do a great job. They understand time is money, so we get it going quickly so that we can get it up and running and get the work done. But yeah, I mean, that I think that's it. Is you have the support from the get-go, and you have people that you can trust. We just closed escrow on a place yesterday, actually, that you help these people buy.
That's right.
And you know, the guy said, "God, you know, I'm not going to be able to get there. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get there."
Yeah.
And Tommy and I were joking. And I said, "God, if we weren't so trustworthy, we would tell him like, hey, careful who you tell that to, you know." But
yeah, he's letting us handle the whole thing. I mean, he said he might visit the property in a few years, you know. That is our expertise. I mean, you know, most of our clients are not in the state, are not local.
All of them,
most of them.
Yeah, most of mine too. And it works because it just works. And it is still a good place to do business. But as Tommy touched on, regardless of what market you're in, high-end property, you know, a more modest community, condos that are still very nice but more modest, you know, you still have to be competitive from the get-go, because in the greater Palm Springs area, as they call it, there is a ton of competition. So I would just tell you that that you need a team that can help you find something that will stand out from the get-go, and then you know, Tommy and I partner to make sure that the place is right for you, can do what you want it to do. Yeah, we don't want you to spend. We don't want you to save a couple $100,000 off the purchase price, but then have to go in and spend a couple $100,000 to do it and everything.
Exactly.
I mean, that's completely, so it's a process, but I would, you know, say we're very good at it, and we've done well, and we have a track record, a proven track record. And but I think that you hit it. You got to have people that you can rely on, that you can trust. Yeah. And you know, tooting our horn a little bit, that is, you've got that with this team and with our support team as well.
So yeah, I would say if you're looking right now, you know, there's never been a better time, because unlike 2022-23, where you're dealing with 5, 10, 15 offers in Palm Springs, now a home's on the market, and I have listings like this. They've been on the market 100 days with maybe one showing. If you're looking to get a good deal, and I'm not just saying this, almost every person I've helped the last few weeks, months, has been getting incredible deals, because there's just no competition. And especially if we're looking, say, in Palm Springs, and we're targeting some of these higher end homes that were luxury rentals. I mean,
people have to unload.
They have to unload.
If it's on the market right now, they have to sell, right? I mean,
maybe they were making $20,000 a month. You know,
if they're lucky,
and maybe their carrying cost, maybe their mortgage and everything was $15,000, and they're like, okay, I'm making $5,000 a month extra net, you know, and maybe now that property is making $12,000, they're losing $3,000 every month. Like, they have to sell. So we could hand pick properties for you in these luxury communities that would make amazing rentals, and you're going to get a way better deal than a lot of these people.
Right, and you'd have honest and realistic expectations before you even signed the paperwork. You know, we said in an earlier video, the info sheet, the one sheet for this place that they were showing people had an income projection that was easily $80,000.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Above what is even possible. And so people are looking at, and it was still on the market for a long time, but you know, again, you're just like, don't mislead people, you know, be honest with people. But I would say, the places that are on the market right now, people have to unload them. So if
Yeah.
you're a buyer and you have the money,
Yeah.
this is a time to get something special and to build a business here in Palm Springs, because Palm Springs will always be popular with people from all walks of life, with all budgets, and that's something that we're really good at catering to.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy a
It's a
property
great opportunity.
out here,
Yeah.
please reach out to us down below. This property will be in the description. Thank you, Drew.
We'd love to have you, and would love to work with you. And again, no obligation. Would love to talk to you and see if
Yeah.
we can help you and answer some questions
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
It's
Just-
a big process.
Yeah.
Lots to go over. right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, don't feel like if you reach out to us, you have to do something today. We have clients who do something in a week, in a month, 6 months, even a year. So everyone's just has a different time frame of when they're looking to do something, and maybe you just want to see, is it even a possibility?
Right, and we love talking to people, and I think maybe it's even worth mentioning we don't charge for our
for
time
a
and
consultation.
a lot of people do. Again, this is not a money grab thing
No.
for us. You know, we want people to. We're trying to bring people to the valley, success to the valley.
Yeah.
The more places that you sell, the more places that I can manage, we can introduce more people to the valley.
Yeah.
It's a great area.
Well, yeah,
So,
and many of our clients, they buy one, they buy two,
Yeah,
they buy
that's-
three,
and
they
that's
buy
the
four.
idea, right.
I mean, because rental properties, you get the tax benefits from it.
That's right,
I
yeah.
mean, there's lots that come from owning rentals.
That's right,
so-
exactly, and especially your first couple years of owning an income property, you can really take advantage of the tax benefits. But yeah, I know you've worked with a lot of people that have bought multiple properties down here. The majority of my clients own multiple properties for income properties, and
We're here to make you money.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? So, and if like you say, if you're watching this, you're interested, talk to us.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation and see if this could be a good fit. Yeah.
Well, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thanks, Drew.